Hi, welcome to today's gentle flow. For today's practice, all you are going to want is a block and your mat. Full disclosure, I do have Teton sleeping on his bed in the room here, so if you hear any snoring old man noises, that's coming from him. Maybe he'll pop his head in, but more likely than not, he's just gonna be relaxing there. We'll get started in an easy seat, so whichever leg you prefer in front. Starting with some robin's breath. Reach the crown of your head tall, lengthening your spine, and then pull your hands towards heart center. We'll start here. Inhale here. Exhale, keep your palms pressed, round your spine, arms reach forward. Inhale, open your arms wide as far as you can. Exhale, press forward, round the spine once more. Inhale, draw back to center. Exhale, palms press forward. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, palms press. Inhale, back to center. You can continue working with your pace of breath. Might be a little faster or slower than mine. Just giving yourself permission to connect to your breath here, your pace. We'll go through 2 more rounds wherever you are. Once that's complete for you, pause with your hands at heart center. Beautiful. Then shifting over your shins, make your way to tabletop, whatever way is most comfortable for you. Remember, being nice and gentle with ourselves, moving slowly here. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, cow. Exhale to round your spine, tuck your chin, cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Few more rounds. Once again, your pace of breath. But if it feels good to linger in one position or another, you are absolutely welcome and encouraged to do so. Pausing next time you come to a neutral spine. And then extend your right leg long behind you, pressing your sole of the foot towards the back wall. Pull your belly button towards your spine. Engage your glute. Then bringing that foot to the outside of your left foot. Little mini twist here. So you'll gaze back at your extended leg. Might feel some extra space along the right side of your side body. Breathe here. Can slowly bring your gaze back to between your hands, so neutral neck. And then bending your extended leg, sink your hips back for half child's, half cow face. Hips reach toward your heels. If full cow face is in your practice, you can set your seat between your heels. You are absolutely welcome to take that shape. That is typically not in my practice, so I'm just going to hang here. Hips reaching towards the heels as far as feels good in my body. Give yourself a few breaths here to settle in. Use your next inhale to rock yourself forward, unwinding those legs. Other side, left leg extends long behind you. First, finding that core engagement. Belly button towards your spine. Left toes flexed. Glute engaged. And then dropping that foot to the outside of your right foot. Little mini twist. Gaze back at your extended heel. Bringing extra space to that side body. Few rounds of breath here. Draw your gaze back to between your hands. Then bending your extended knee, sink your hips back towards your heels. Finding your cow face, child's pose on this side. Once again, if you have the full expression of this posture, You're welcome to sit your seat between your heels, breathing into that sensation. Otherwise, just keeping hips reaching towards the heels, arms extended in front. Use your next round of breath to rock forward once more, unwinding those legs. Hands come forward, about a handprint, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Few rounds of breath here in this first down dog of our practice. Maybe first down dog of the day. I like to pedal out my heels. You might sway your hips side to side. Just any movement that feels good. Encouraging your heels towards the mat, hips towards the sky, chest towards your thighs. Breathe here. Use your entire inhale, sweep your right leg towards the sky. Exhale, step it to the outside of your right foot, lizard pose. We're here for just a round of breath, but if you need some extra space, bring that block under your hands, giving yourself a little extra space in your body. It's okay, Teton. Then extending your leg back, downward facing dog once more. Other side. Inhale, sweep left leg towards the sky. Exhale, step it to the outside of your left foot. It's again lizard pose. You're welcome to use that block if it feels good, or you can have hands right on the mat. Once more, stepping back to down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Press your sit bones back, crown of the head reaches forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Then forward fold. Allow yourself to hang heavy. Bring opposite hand to opposite elbow. You might sway side to side lightly here, allowing the neck to release. Just taking that extra time. Next round of breath, releasing a bind or grip you may have, and then slowly rolling up as if vertebrae by vertebrae stacking on top of each other before coming to Tadasana. Palms face forward, both feet root into the ground. Heart lifts towards the sky, crown of the head reaches tall. Few rounds of breath here. Taking your arms wide. Inhale, reach all the way to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold through, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Crown of the head reaches forward. Sit bones reach back, flat back here. Full round of breath in this L shape. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, sweep your arms all the way to the sky. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center. We'll go through a few rounds of Sun Salutation A, connecting our movement to breath. Inhale, arms reach forward and up, maybe a little back bend if it feels good. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to plank on the toes or plank on the knees. Inhale here. Exhale all the way to the mat. Untuck your toes, hands back by hips. Inhale, lift for locust, squeeze your back body. We'll go through this a few times. Exhale to the mat. Inhale to locust, strengthening your back body here. Lifting your heart and toes, hips into the mat. Exhale to the mat. Once more, inhale, lift to locust, squeezing the entire back body. Exhale back to the mat. Inhale, press up to plank position. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. You have 5 rounds of breath here. You're welcome to use some movement here. You can hang in stillness or come to a tabletop or a child's pose. Again, whatever feels best for you today. If you typically stay in down dog, maybe try one of those different shapes. See how that feels for your body. Next round of breath. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. Draw your hands to heart center. Inhale, hands forward and up, maybe that back bend. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to your version of plank on the toes or plank on the knees. Inhale here. Exhale all the way to the mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift your heart tiny bit for baby cobra. You might even bring your hands off the mat, using your back body here, strengthening it. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale, lift once more, baby cobra, just using your back here, hands off the mat. Exhale, return to the mat once more. Plant your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, lift to your full expression of cobra. So just as high as feels good for you. That might be down here, maybe fully extending. Next round of breath, back to the mat. Inhale, press up to your plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath, yogi's choice here. Down dog, tabletop, child's, or just giving yourself a drink of water, whatever feels best. Making your way to down dog if you're not there already. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, press your sit bones back. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach all the way to the sky. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Inhale, hands forward and up. Exhale, fold all the way through. Plant your hands, step back to your strongest version of plank, toes or knees. Exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Elbows graze your ribs. Inhale, tops of the feet to the mat, lift your heart up dog. Engaging your low body so you have tops of the feet on the mat, knees lifted off of it. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. 5 rounds of breath, down dog, or tabletop, or child's. Taking the shape that feels best for you. Next inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to the sky. Exhale, draw hands to heart center. Setting up for your chair pose, feet can be under your hips, or if you prefer your toes to touch, whichever feels best for you. Sink your hips down and back for Utkatasana. Chair pose, weight is in your heels. Again, with this gentle yoga, we're moving nice and slow. but also building strength here. So you might start to feel that fire in your legs. Then slowly shift your weight towards your left foot. Right foot lifts off the mat. Figure 4 chair. Resting your ankle over that left knee. Toes are flexed here, protecting our knee joint. Right knee presses towards the mat, so engaging that outer hip. Give yourself a few rounds of breath here in this figure 4 chair. Might be a little wobbly. Maybe you even fall out of it, in and out of it a few times. And that's okay. Keeping that bend in your front knee. Lift your right leg off your other leg, stepping back for crescent. Fingertips reach towards the sky. Press into your back heel. I always love that moment of stability here, both feet on the mat. Fingertips reach tall. Then bring right arm in front of the face. Left arm stacks under, elbows stacked. Backs of hands compress. Maybe you can wrap your wrists so palms press together. If that's not available in your shoulders, just bring opposite hand to opposite shoulder. All of it, we're just focusing on creating some space between our scapula and that back body. You're welcome to stay right here, or if you'd like to invite some movement, inhale, fingertips reach tall. Exhale, fold forward, elbows towards your belly button. Inhale to lift. Exhale, fold down. Give yourself about 2 more rounds here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Working with your pace of breath. Then returning to that neutral gaze. Allow your arms to unwind, reach tall for just a moment before drawing your hands to heart center. Start to shift your weight forward, maybe even leaning your upper body forward, and then lifting back foot off the mat. Warrior 3. Back foot, imagine it's pressing towards that back wall. Hands can stay at heart center here, helping with our balance. Or if you'd like some openness across the front of the chest, you can bring hands back by hips, airplane arms. Embracing the wobbles and wiggles as part of this pose. One more breath here. Then bend into that front knee, return to your crescent, fingertips lift. Draw your hands behind low back. Interlace your fingers, press knuckles towards the mat, heart towards the sky, gaze towards the sky. Breathe here. And then gentle release. Hands can come back to frame that foot, stepping forward for forward fold. Head hangs heavy. Inhale, half lift, press your sit bones back. Exhale, hang heavy, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach to the sky. Draw your hands to heart center once more. Preparing for chair pose once again, finding your feet where it feels best for you. Sink your hips down and back. Weight is in your heels. Feel solid in your base here first. I always like to pick up my toes and then place them back on the mat. That helps me root down between my heel, the outer edge of my foot, and under the ball of my foot, that big toe area. Then shifting your weight towards your right leg. Left leg lifts off the mat. Figure 4 chair. Flex your left toes. Encourage your left knee towards the mat. If you're not sure what that feels like, you can bring your hand under your knee and just press your knee into it, noticing where you feel that engagement in your hips. Allowing yourself to move slowly. Keep that bend in your front knee. Then lifting your ankle off of your knee, step back to crescent. Fingertips reach tall once more. Press into your back heel. Left arm comes in front of the face. Right arm stacks under, finding your version of eagle arms. Again, taking whatever feels best in your shoulders. It might vary side to side, so just honoring that for your body. You're welcome to stay here in stillness or bringing in some movement. Fingertips reach on your inhale. Elbows pull to your belly button on exhale. Again, working with whatever feels best for you. One more round before pausing neutral. Unwind your arms, reach tall for a moment. Draw your hands to heart center. Start to shift your weight forward, leaning forward, and then find your version of warrior 3 on this side. Hands can stay at heart center or open back by hips for airplane arms. Again, imagining a capital T for the body, even if that's not quite what we look like. Embracing this shape for some nice slow breaths. Then bend into your front knee, return to crescent. Fingertips reach tall before coming behind low back. Interlace your fingers, awkward grip, so opposite thumb on top. Heart lifts towards the sky. Gaze towards the sky. Gentle release, arms to frame the face, and then down to frame the foot. Step forward for your forward fold, hang heavy. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to downward facing dog. Hips reach to the sky. Use your inhale, sweep right leg towards the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands. Back foot parallel to the short edge of the mat for warrior 2. Now try here to inch your toes away from each other, so creating a little wider base than we maybe typically do. Inhale, right palm flips up, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior, right arm overhead, left arm to thigh or low back. Extended side angle, left arm comes overhead, long line of energy here. Then return to your warrior 2. Once more, inhale, palm flips up, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior, right arm overhead. Inhale, extended side angle, left arm overhead. Exhale, back to your warrior 2. Straighten your front leg, turn your toes to face long edge of the mat. Open your arms up for star, pull the heart forward. Then allow yourself to fold into wide-legged forward fold. Be here for a few rounds of breath. You can bring opposite hand to opposite elbow, swaying side to side, or wrap peace fingers around big toes, pulling yourself deeper into the shape. Whatever serves you. Next round of breath, if you have a binder grip, release it. Plant both hands to the mat. Then take right hand to the outside of your left ankle or calf. Twisting into that shape, you may feel a little extra space behind that right scapula. Breathing into that sensation. Deep inhale through the nose here. Exhale, release all of that air. Release your grip. Other side, left hand reaches to the outside of your right ankle or right calf. Pulling yourself into that twist. Might feel some extra space behind that left scapula. If you don't, you can always widen your stance here, creating a little more space in the body for that stretch. Then gentle release, bending towards your back knee, so towards your left knee in this case. Find Skandasana. So you'll start with a side lunge and then sinking your hips just as low as feels good. They might come all the way to your heel. My left heel reaches off the mat. Maybe you stay right here with both heels on the mat. Whatever feels best for you allows you a little stretch for that inner part of your thigh. You can pull hands to heart center if you're looking for a balance challenge, or keep your hands on the mat. Full round of breath here. And then shift your weight, walk your hands back to the top of the mat. Meet in a low lunge. Step right foot back, downward facing dog once more. Inhale, sweep left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands. Warrior two on the other side. Once again, take your typical shape and then pull your front toes forward. Step your back foot back just a little bit, creating a little bit more space if it's available. Inhale, left palm flips up, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior, left arm overhead. Inhale, extended side angle, right arm overhead. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, palm flips up, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, extended side angle, right arm overhead. Exhale, back to warrior two. Straightening your front leg, toes point towards long edge of the mat. Open your heart for star. Hands come to hips, wide-legged forward fold. Teton is having a puppy dream if you can't hear him. Breathe here. You can take opposite hand to opposite elbow or wrap peace fingers around big toes or just rest with your hands on the mat. Again, finding what works best for you. Once again, planting your hands to the mat. Take right hand to outside of left ankle or calf. Here for a full round of breath. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, release all of that air. Release your grip. Other side, left hand to outside of right calf or ankle. Deep inhale through the nose, completely fill your lungs. Exhale, release all of that air. Releasing your grip. Start to shift your weight towards your back knee, so right knee this time, bending into side lunge. Maybe you come all the way to Skandasana, hips reach towards your heels. Left toes point up towards the sky. You can always bring hands to heart center for a bit of a balance challenge. Finding your shape. Then walk your hands, turn your toes back to the top of the mat. We'll meet in low lunge. Step back to downward facing dog. 3 full rounds of breath here. Next, inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, flat back, L shape. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach tall. Exhale, hands come to heart center. From your Tadasana, take that block with you. You might use it, you might not, but put it on the outside of your left foot. Maybe starting at that medium setting And then sink your hips down and back for chair. We'll start in this chair shape. And then listening along, there's a few pit stops along the way. So taking the shape that works best for you. Start to shift your weight towards your left foot, right foot off the mat, figure 4 chair. Flex your right toes, right knee encouraged towards the mat. Now this is a great place to stop. You can even take eagle arms in this shape, whatever feels best for you. If you'd like to come deeper into full eagle, you'll slide your right knee over top and you can rest it right there on that block. This is beautiful here. It gives you a little more stability, or you can wrap your toes around your calf. If that's not available, you can just kind of tuck them up next to it. Finding what works best for you. Right arm comes in front, left arm stacks under. Find your eagle arms. Now just listening to what you want to work on today. If eagle's new for you, try sinking your hips down a little lower, continuing to use that block, working on our twist this way. So noticing you're trying to keep your body all pointed forward, elbows pointed forward, knees pointed forward, noticing if you're wanting to twist off to one side. If you'd like to work on balance, try bringing those toes off the block, maybe back on. Off the block for a little longer, back on. Whatever feels best for you. We've just about 2 more rounds of breath here. Actively squeezing your body. Tighten this eagle pose. And then release. Arms reach to the sky all the way up. Fold all the way through. Whew. Opposite hand, opposite elbow. A few sways side to side. Great time to shift that block to the other side. Then reach all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands to heart center, Tadasana. Whew. Sink your hips down and back. Chair pose on this side. Shifting weight towards your right foot, left foot lifts off the mat. Figure 4 chair. So again, this is a beautiful and challenging balance posture. You can stay right here. You can bring in your eagle arms here. Finding what works for you, what feels good in your hips. If you would like to slide to that eagle shape, bringing left knee over top like you're seated in a chair, can rest your toes right on that block, or maybe they wrap around your calf. Left arm comes in front of the face, right arm stacks under. Finding your version of eagle arms. So again, you can use the block here to help with balance as you focus on the twisting shape in your body. If you'd like to start to challenge your balance, you can bring your toes off that block. You might find a spot in front of you. We call it drishti. Focusing on that spot, helping you to balance. Mine's currently right on the camera, so if I'm gazing into your soul, that is why. Give yourself a few rounds of breath here. Use your next exhale to release. Unwind your legs, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, folds all the way through. Opposite hand to opposite elbow. Swaying here, side to side. And then walking your feet back. So you'll plant your hands, walk your feet back for downward facing dog. Just a moment. Then lift to the balls of your feet. Knees come to the outer edges of the mat. Sink down for child's pose. Give yourself a few rounds of breath here. You're welcome to keep arms extended or pull hands back by your heels. That might feel better, a little bit of a release in your shoulders. Taking the shape that feels best for you. Challenge yourself here. Can you start to lengthen each exhale by just the tiniest bit? Next round of breath, you can lightly lift out of that shape, heart and head, lifting out of that, and then soles of the feet, or heels rather, sweep out from under your seat. Finding a butterfly shape, soles of the feet pressed together, and then pull your heels in towards your body as far as is available, bringing sensation but not pain. Knees are encouraged towards the mat. Start here by grasping onto your toes and then lifting the crown of the head, spine nice and long. Feeling the stretch along the inner thighs. Breathe here. Then you can allow yourself to hinge forward, intensifying that stretch before rounding your spine, sinking in just a little bit. Be here for a moment. If it's too intense here with your rounded spine, heels close to your body, just give yourself a little more space. You can pull your heels further away from your body. Using your entire next round of breath, so maybe moving a little more slowly than you'd like to. Lift your upper body out of this shape, then bring soles of the feet to the mat. Might shift your hips forward just a little bit, lowering down towards your back body. Now I'll prompt us through a supine twist with eagle legs. But no, if your body is ready to be done with eagle shape, you can always just take a regular supine twist, allowing the knees to fall to the side. Wherever you are, take your arms out to a cactus or a T shape. For eagle legs, first cross right leg over top of left like you're seated in a chair. And then maybe wrapping right toes around that left calf. Allow your knees to fall towards the left. Gaze can drift over that right shoulder. And then just check in with your body here if this eagle leg version is too intense or just simply doesn't feel good today. Untwist your legs and allow knees to stack in that twist. Give ourselves a few rounds of breath to breathe here wherever you are. Next inhale, slowly guide yourself back towards center. Gaze to the ceiling, knees point towards the ceiling. Then left leg crosses over top for that eagle leg version. Allow knees to fall towards the right. Gaze can drift over that left shoulder. Eyes can be soft or closed. Finding your favorite version of a reclined twist on this side. Next round of breath, pulling yourself back to center. The knees hug into your chest, arms wrap around your shins. Pull your forehead up to your knees, tight little yogi hug before extending into Shavasana. Legs reach towards the edges of the mat. Arms as wide as feels good. Allow your body to be heavy here. Allow your body to take up space here. Reminding ourselves that this pose is just as important as any other shape we took today. And I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Body can remain still. If it feels good and it's available to you today, you are absolutely welcome to stay in this place of rest. If it's time to close out your practice, you might start by deepening your inhales and exhales, noticing that feeling in your chest. You might even scrunch and release your face. You can wiggle fingers and toes. Any movement that feels good to wake up the body. Even a nice good morning stretch, fingertips overhead, toes opposite direction. Then making your way to a fetal position on your preferred side. Before gently pressing yourself up to a comfortable, easy seat. Pausing here in these last few moments of our practice, just feeling gratitude for yourself, showing up today, honoring your body with movement and with rest, just taking that time. We'll close with a collective breath. Inhale, reach your fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, draw your hands back to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Thank you for being part of this rad community, and I hope you have a wonderful day.